So welcome to Nantucket Visitors Service Committee meeting, November 13th, 2018. This meeting is audio-video recorded, and everybody has their mic on? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to give Thayer time to read the minutes before I ask to have them approved. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from September 11th, 2018?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, no one opposed? All right. So we were supposed to have a conversation with the Highline Cruise Management, but because of the weather, they did not want to come over and get stuck. So we will reschedule that, and then we'll go over to Janet and the budget preparation again.
Sure.
And then you can introduce Sharon if you.
Yep.
Okay.
Why don't I introduce Sharon first? Sharon Quigley is the concierge at the Nantucket Hotel and will be joining the committee on November 17th after that 2-week delay.
And this is Thayer. Do you know Thayer?
Hi, Claire Hale.
Thayer Hale. Okay. Sharon Quigley. Okay.
So I had my budget meeting 10 days ago or so with Libby and the finance department, and they made one cut in my in-state seminar line. We had $2,500 in there, and they cut it down to $1,000 because we hadn't spent any money last year, so that's okay. And they increased the fireworks line to $50,000, and they've asked me to look into the idea of having a drone show in lieu of fireworks. So I've been doing a little investigation about that. There are only 3 in the country that are FAA approved, which is kind of significant when you're 3 miles from an airport and you're flying drones around. And they start, well, the first question they asked me is, what's my budget? And I haven't told them that yet because, well, anyway, most shows are only about 14 minutes because of the duration of the battery in the drones. But there's one company that does pyrotechnics and drones and laser lights, and so I'm looking at it. But one company, actually it's Intel is one of the 3 companies, starts their shows at $250,000. So I'm not sure we're going to be seeing a drone show on the island, but I'm still looking. So
Well, what does a drone show do?
there was one at a Super Bowl a couple years ago. Is that right, David?
Oh,
It was
yes,
the
yes.
Atlanta Super Bowl at halftime. Lady Gaga came down from
Yes, okay.
the opening shot was she was at the top of the stadium, and the stadium is a retractable roof, and these lights were in the background behind her in the sky, and all of a sudden the lights start moving around, and they're actually drones that are lit up. So, and then she went on with her show inside the stadium.
So the idea is because of the waste caused by the pyrotechnics, or by the fireworks, crashing into the ocean and stuff, that this would be a more ecologically friendly approach. But the FAA folks, the one guy told me that drones can be as annoying to piping plovers as fireworks can be. So they're still doing some investigation about all of that. I put in expense increase requests for a car and was told, yeah, fat chance. 2 outdoor water fountains, because we're going to be promoting giving out water bottles to tourists this summer. And while we will publish a list of where you can get your water bottle filled inside, there are no outside places. So after 5 o'clock, it's kind of hard to fill up your water bottle. And I've been told to work with Comment to see if they can't repair a couple of the fountains that already exist. So that's fine. And what was the other one I did? Bike racks. To create a bike parking lot downtown, because people are putting their bikes on trees and benches and the like. So I've been looking into that. I'm also trying to get an inventory of bike racks around the island. Now, I thought there were bike racks at NERDA stops, but NERDA tells me they don't put bike racks at NERDA stops. So I don't know where the out-of-town bike racks are, but we have a map of all the ones in town.
They have them at the station though, right? At the nurse
At the nurse
station.
station, yeah. And that one's almost always full in the summer. We need one over on Broad Street side of town.
Well, maybe Sconset. I don't know if that's actually part of NERDA or not,
Yeah.
but there's the bike racks right next to where that bus station is.
I might have
yeah.
to drive the bus routes and see if I can't find my own, make my own map.
Nevers one at Tom Nevers. They have that little shed. There was one I had
Yeah,
at one point.
and the
Yeah, I
DPW
don't think
says
there
they
are a
don't
lot-
have
I
inventory.
don't think there are a lot of them at all.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
and it may not be needed, but the idea was to relocate some of those that are far out and bring them into the bike parking lot area.
Well, the Midtown, like I do the commuter thing from the Chicken Box,
Mhm.
and I know a lot of people do them for the Muse. So maybe and Fairgrounds is the other one, right? So those are big
Yeah.
ones to definitely make sure
Yeah,
there's
Yeah.
something going on.
I do the chicken box one too, it's fun.
It is fun.
And we also are putting in a request for a 50-cent an hour increase for seasonal employees who have worked 10 years or more. And the budget impact for us, because we're really the only department that has that much longevity in seasonal staff, would be $1,300. So I got that one in. And, you know, it's not a whopping budget. The all said and done, my operating budget is about $153,000. So, and we'll still continue to support the cultural legacy projects that the NHA is going to be offering. I also found out it's the Artists Association's 75th anniversary this year too. So we'll try to do something to promote them as well. So that's my budget update. Any questions?
No, but Artist Association is 75 years.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I had
know,
no
wow.
idea. I
Yeah.
would have thought, but really?
I had lunch with Courtney Bridges last month to talk about an idea I have for winter of 2020, which is a community art project to fill some of the dark windows downtown. And I want to get the Artists Association and the Arts Council and schools involved in doing that kind of thing. And she told me then that it was the 75th anniversary. So, yeah, I haven't heard a word about it.
That is crazy. That's
Yeah.
a really long time.
Yeah. Yeah. What else have I been up to? Well, I'm working on a survey with the Chamber and a couple other organizations to assess the economic impact of Nantucket's cultural economy, which will be a useful tool for promoting. Actually, it will be a tool that some of the nonprofits can use, because what I want to find out is, what are the resources that people need that aren't provided now, which I think will help them drive fundraising efforts to identify those things. Not that the town would necessarily provide them, but we can generate the information that these organizations could then use to get grants and the like to fill out what's needed for, you know, like studio space or practice space, or they can figure out if it exists, how to get word to these people that it exists. David's working on, well, I'll let David talk about what David's doing. I went to the Cultural Council Convention in October in Natick, and it was a meeting of there are now 45 cultural districts in Massachusetts. And I had presentations about 8 of them, about things that they're up to. One of them has just gone through the redesignation process that we'll be going through in a couple of years. And then a variety of festivals and things that people have going on that other places are doing. But I continue to say there are 2 kinds of cultural districts, or 2 problems that cultural districts are trying to solve. One is they're in a depressed area and they're trying to take an old factory or something and make it into an art center. And the other is they got a lot of stuff going on, but nobody knows about it. And I think we fall in the latter category and trying to push the district into doing more PR kind of stuff and making more connections between businesses and artists and art functions and the cultural organizations that are in it. And then a bunch of meetings. So it's been we're starting to see some of the staff. Well, we're down to what, 4 staff now?
We're down to like 3 staff, but like limited, you know, to, I can get into that in my report,
Yeah.
but it is winter time, so.
Any questions of me?
Anybody have any questions?
You know, actually, Janet, just one thing. So the water bottles and all of this, is that something where you're going to be looking for donations and things for that, or is that actually budget?
There's the Cape and Island License Plates Fund. You see those around the island? Fund tourism-related projects.
Yeah.
So we will take a couple $1,000s out of that to buy water bottles
Gotcha.
that we will
Okay.
distribute. And the town is working on an anti-littering campaign. So we'll have that slogan, whatever that's going to be, on that, and then a QR code that will direct you to a place on our website that has a list of water filling stations.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and we're debating now whether we're going to spend $1 a bottle and have them be plastic, or $3 a bottle and have them be metal.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. But because we can give a whole lot more, obviously, with the plastic ones. So. And the DPW is involved in that discussion as well. So, yeah, I mean, ideally, those beautiful. I've got a nice one from the Mass Cultural Council. Keeps everything really cold and stuff, but they're expensive.
that's why I was asking. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So that's my report.
Thank you, Janet. Welcome. Any questions? No? Rosa, Jean? David?
Okay, I put in this morning's packets, the October numbers for the office. We had 3,027 that were actual like inquiries, and overall around 4,026 who had come in who didn't ask questions. In addition to that, we had 528 people looking for the Cisco van, which is still operating on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, and maybe extra hours on the holidays coming up.
That's in addition. It's not.
Yeah, like Friday.
Yeah, no, I thought 528 was part of the.
No,
So
it's-
3,550
It's
visitors.
It's yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Sorry, I'm thinking of something else. But yes, 528's within that 3,000. Sorry about that. We had 323 phone calls, 41 of which are lodging inquiries, 1 placement, 7 mailings, and also we had 384 people in the 6 days that we had the Straight Wharf kiosk open in early October. So,
I saw people lined up there in October. That actually came to my mind. I was
Yeah.
walking down to help somebody, and I was surprised.
yeah, we kept it open until Columbus weekend.
Yeah.
The weather was still cooperating. The other thing is that our travel and lodging brochure downloads, electronic downloads, were 301 downloads versus 208 at the same time last year. So that's still increasing. Our hours are winding back a little bit because of the season. We're open Monday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to 1. I'm sorry, Monday through Saturday 9 to 5 and Sundays 9 to 1. The staff is, I have limited staff at this time of year because really at this point there's, not as much demand. And then when we transition after Christmas stroll, we'll be open Monday through Friday and close Saturdays and Sundays. And what we will do to make sure that people are informed on the weekend is that we'll have brochures and maps in the Dropbox outside the office, and also have I was informed that the Greenhound building, since the shuttle is now running year-round, Greenhound building will be open 7 days a week, so we'll send people off to Greenhound on Saturday and Sunday, for information if they need to. And we'll stay closed for the winter until about early mid-April when we start opening up again as the demand requires. The other thing is that I have been working on actually Janet and I were working on a map with the Wisconsin Trust and the Wisconsin Civics Association. That is pretty much complete. It's going to be a 2-sided map, and I should have brought one today, but I did not.
Have they come in?
No, I just had the sample
Oh,
from
yeah.
the last week, but we will have one for you at the next meeting. And this will be one of those maps where you tear it off the backing like you do with the Mariah Mitchell and the Frederick Douglass maps. The other thing is that I'm gearing up for the travel and lodging brochure updates, this will be for 2019. Brochure should be out after the first of the year, and it's just basically updating the ads for the for the Lodging Association, and a couple other updates, information updates in the brochure. And Janet, do you have any insight into the cover, maybe?
We've been struggling with the cover. Last year I put the Mariah Mitchell Vestal Street Observatory on it because of the 200th birthday. But we've got so many different anniversaries this year. It's the 360th white settlement of the Europeans, the 125th of the NHA, the 75th of the Artists Association. So I don't know if we should just go back to a lighthouse
Maybe.
or a beach scene, or
Right.
because you can't get that much stuff on that tiny little
No.
thing.
How about a picture of an artist, of the artist? There's a lot of pictures, postcards of an artist painting the 3 bricks.
Maybe.
Well, I'm just saying, talking the artist thing.
Yeah, I thought about the oldest house too, but
Oh, the oldest house.
yeah. Well, we haven't got it figured out yet, so. And I want to
Anyway.
engage the NHA in that conversation.
It will magically come into place.
It's
So-
also the anniversary of the sailing of the Essex, 200th year that the Essex left Nantucket. But I don't know if we want a boat that sunk on the front of our.
Why don't you ask the NHA, or not the NHA, the Artists Association to design it?
Yeah, or something
You know,
from their
maybe
collection.
Bobby would wanna
Yeah.
illustrate something,
Yeah,
kinda cool.
yeah. I'll
Got a
chat.
couple birds with one stone.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I like the oldest house, for what it's worth, so that won't work.
Yeah. Then I thought about the Founders Cemetery. It's like, nah, that's not going to be so hot on the front of a travel lodge.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I have. Anybody have any questions?
I have a really silly one.
Sure.
What is placements?
Placements are actual placements in lodging.
Okay,
If people came in or had called in looking for something that day, they need to stay overnight.
so how do you track that? Your staff facilitates the actual booking?
Yeah, we will actually call for the guest, who will then talk to the innkeeper and then go from there.
See, that's a service I didn't know that you, that's
We've been
almost
doing
like
it
a
for
concierge.
a long time. It's something that we get a lot of kudos for, because people are just so thankful to
Yeah,
walk in there and not not understand that they can find something.
right.
And
And
they
you do the legwork.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I had no idea.
I have to, the number of placements must be higher because I know we get a good amount from you. I just wonder if there's a better way to get you.
Referrals
Feedback.
versus placements, though.
Yeah.
These basically are the walk-ins and sometimes same-day phone calls.
Yep,
But the numbers are going down because everybody's doing the mobile phone and
Gotcha.
All that. I mean, 20 years ago we could have had probably 10 placements a day.
yeah.
20 placements a day in August or something like that on a Saturday. But it's limited, but we're still there, and we're trying to find other ways to get them to come in
Okay.
and look for rooms. So, okay. That's all I have.
Anything else? For the meeting next month, it's gonna be the.
We could ask the Scouters to come back. I could ask the Cultural District to come in. We could have that suggestion about the advanced reservation person. What's your pleasure?
Well, I'd have to try to get in touch with her. I don't know her personally, but I can try to get the information from Sheila and have you talk to her if you wanted to do that. Or we can maybe do the High Line, since this was canceled.
Yeah, we'll
Do we-
postpone, have them come in. Yeah, I think so.
I think that would be, do that, and then, what does anyone else think about that?
We're not gonna have a January meeting, because there's gonna be a workshop in this room that day.
Okay.
And I expect I'm gonna be laid up by then anyway. I'm having back surgery sometime in January.
Oh,
Heard.
Yeah.
When do you, what's the date?
I don't know the date yet. I know it's gonna be in January though. So,
Do you know how long your recovery is gonna be? Yeah.
yeah. 5 to 6 weeks, they tell me.
Are you gonna be here? Or are you gonna try to stay?
I'll go to MGH for the surgery, and then, because I live alone, they'll
Yeah.
probably put me in a rehab
Right.
hospital for a while. And then my sister will come back with me, because she's not working right now.
Nice, that's good.
Yeah, for duration. But I'm doing things like training my cats to eat up on a coffee table so I don't have to bend over. That's been fun.
Smart.
Oh, yeah. They look at me like, why can't you just put it on the floor? And I hired a cat litter pan cleaner this weekend, so
Oh, cool.
yeah, so getting things lined up. All right, so we'll invite the Scudders next month.
All right,
Okay.
and then I'll give you that information of,
Cool.
because it seemed like he was pretty interested. And she told Sheila, who's the concierge, that she loves to talk, and this is right up her alley, and hospitality and what's going on, and
This is a
so.
person who does advanced reservations for the White Elephant,
The White Elephant, I'm not sure if she does any of the other properties, but
Yeah.
the White Elephant for sure.
but talking to us about some of the questions she gets from people who are coming to visit, what it is, things they want to do.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's fun, yeah.
She thought it was really interesting. And then she also is, for the, farmer's market,
Yeah.
what is her title?
She
Market
coordinator?
manager for the farmer's market.
So that's kind of cool to see what she says about that, and so I will get that information to you.
Good.
Sheila just told me that on Sunday. All right, so I guess then if nothing else we have to discuss, motion to adjourn,
So moved.
second?
Second.